Tony Stark is in dire need of a win, but how does he plan to get it? Well, by doing what he does best, building a new set of armor, of course. And what's this armor's first objective? Infiltrate and destroy Stark Industries. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Invincible Iron Man issue number 7 and find out together, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where more or less the last issue left off, Tony, aided by best friend Rhodey, had managed to raid his weapons cache in hopes of getting the firepower they desperately need to try and take down Fei Long's brand new robotics factory, which just so happens to be churning out giant Iron Man themed sentinels. Tony and Rhodey don't harbor any illusions right now that what they're doing isn't both incredibly dangerous and also wildly illegal. Meaning that even if they're successful in taking out the factory, there's a good chance that they might end up dead or in jail or possibly some combination of both. Still though, Iron Man goes out of his way to try and protect all the normal, everyday workers who just so happen to be getting a paycheck from the new Stark Enterprises. We even get a very hilarious scene where an Iron Man just walks up to the front gate in security with a big laser gun saying, look, you know what, workplace violence is way too common in this day and age, but I'm gonna need you all to clock out early and not come back till late tomorrow. Of course, it's not like these brand new cutting-edge mutant hunting super weapons needed rent-a-cops to protect them. They do a pretty good damn job taking care of themselves. It's also here too, the book throws its first of what will be many very fun and unexpected curveballs. You see, the Iron Man we've been following this whole time isn't actually Tony, it's Rhodey in the suit reprising his role as Iron Man from back in the day. Where's Tony? Well, he's trying out his brand new stealth armor Mark Nil. What's with the name, you might be asking? Well, Tony figured it probably wasn't a good idea to give his big secret stealth suit an official name, right? Well, Rhodey as Iron Man keeps the giant kill bots busy, Tony goes around and plants his explosive. Well, actually, they're not explosives, they're more like impulsives. The idea being to implode the entire building into itself. It's while setting the last few charges, Tony checks the computers and realizes that the threat of Fei Long goes a lot deeper than mutants. You see, these giant sentinels are also being programmed to go after heroes like the Human Torch and the Fantastic Four. Which, if you've been reading the main X-Men book, you would already know that, as Orchis, the group that Fei Long is a part of, isn't just an anti-mutant human supremacist group, they're also anti-all super people, it seems. Now, ultimately destroying the building is a big success, but unfortunately for Tony and Rhodey, actually getting out is a lot harder. The two get separated in the implosion, and while Tony ultimately manages to evade detection due in no small part to the fact that he got thrown further than Rhodey did, Warmachine actually gets himself captured by Orchis and turned over to the authorities. Now, Tony thinks the next day that this is just going to be a simple matter of paying Rhodey's bail. But unfortunately for our hero, Fei Long and his Orchis conspirators are going out of their way to really twist the knife into Tony right now for messing up their plans. You see, they had hoped to have a whole army of Iron Man Sentinels ready to go to attack the upcoming Hellfire Gala, one of the biggest mutant events of them all. But now that's not gonna happen, so to try and ease their anger, they decide to murder one of the Stark foremen and blame Rhodey and Tony for his death. Meaning, as the comic comes to a close, Tony is now a wanted fugitive and Rhodey is going on trial for murder. And so that was Invincible Iron Man issue number 7, everybody, and once again Jerry Duggan manages to turn in one hell of an enjoyable superhero comic. One that only becomes more rewarding if you're actually keeping up with what's going on in the X-Men books, but one that is actually not a requirement, I would say. In fact, I think one of the best things about this Iron Man book is that the actual effects of this story are being felt elsewhere in the Marvel Universe. Hell, if you're reading that Carnage event that's going on right now, Fei Long and Tony are actually in it, and the events of this story are playing out there too, which I was not expecting, but I was pleasantly surprised to see. It's a great looking book too, the action is fun, it's always nice when Rhodey puts on the Iron Man costume again, it's a very nostalgic callback, and the new Nil suit is also super cool. Now, have we maybe seen one too many superhero is framed for a crime they didn't commit and has to go on the run? Yeah, maybe, but this series started with Fei Long trying to frame Tony, so I guess it kind of makes sense here that he would continue to try and do so. Overall, I would give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Good stuff.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way, everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.